We have the Detroit Lions taking on the Atlanta Falcons in Detroit. This is your Week 3 2023 prediction and preview video. Hit subscribe button if you're new. Also hit the like button. Let's start off with the Detroit Lions. After coming out very hot against the Kansas City Chiefs, this team struggled last week against the Seattle Seahawks. They lose the game in overtime, 37-31, and that was a very good game. They did have some turnovers in that game. Jared Goff threw an interception. David Montgomery fumbled the ball. But the Detroit Lions offense is not the reason that they lost the game. I do want to start off with their offense. Jared Goff played very well last week. 28-35, 323 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and did get sacked twice. The offensive line was not fully healthy last week. And Taylor Decker missed last week, and he is on pace to play in this game, but he is questionable. They need this offensive line to be at full strength if they want to be the best version of the Detroit Lions. Go out and run the football still with guys like David Montgomery, who also fumbled last week, and he got injured as well. He is also questionable for this game, but you have Jahmyr Gibbs that could come in and could take some of that workload off of him. David Montgomery last week was 16 carries, 67 rushing yards, 4 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. And you had Jahmyr Gibbs come in, only 7 carries for 17 rushing yards. I expect for him to get some more carries in this game if David Montgomery is not on pace to play, if he can't play in this game. And you also look at how they use Jahmyr Gibbs in the receiving game. Jahmyr Gibbs had 7 catches for 39 yards. So expect for Jahmyr Gibbs to get more of a workload in this game. Amon-Ra St. Brown is questionable as well. Last week he played very good football. 6 catches for 102 receiving yards, 0 touchdowns. But Josh Reynolds was the man that stepped up. 5 catches for only 66 receiving yards, but he had 2 receiving touchdowns that came from Jared Goff. And Khalif Raymond is still the number 2 wide receiver on this team. He had 2 catches for 46 yards and a touchdown. But you look at how he's being able to come out and stretch the field. He's a very good wide receiver. And when they can get Jameson Williams back from suspension, he is definitely going to still see a role on this team. But they have to come out, protect Jared Goff, run the football at a high clip, and the health is going to be the biggest thing with this team. Try to use time possession against this Falcons defense. They are very aggressive. So this may be the game that Khalif Raymond can get these corners over top and can beat them over the top if the Atlanta Falcons are not too careful. Now let's talk about the defense. They struggled last week. And they struggled bad. And it was because of the way Aaron Glenn was calling plays against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, the Falcons may not have a DK Metcalf and a Tyler Lockett, but they have a Tyler Algier and a Bijan Robinson. This team needs to go out there and stop the run and make Drake London and Kyle Pitts go out there and get open and make Desmond Ridder beat you. That's what you're going to have to do against this team. This is a Falcons team that loves to run the football. If they can't stop the run, then you're opening up a whole bunch of things that Arthur Smith wants to do offensively. They can come out and run play action, and they can sneak Jonnu Smith in the game and run 2 tight end sets. They continue to run the ball down your throat, and they work off a play action. Go out there and stop the run. Guys like Jack Campbell at the linebacker position are going to be very big in this game. He played a huge role against the Kansas City Chiefs. They clamped the Kansas City Chiefs run game down. And they also gave the Seattle Seahawks some fits as well. Kenneth Walker III did have 2 rushing touchdowns, but for the majority of the game, they were doing very good against the run. They're going to have to continue to do that. Alec Anzalone also has to step up as well. Aiden Hutchinson and Charles Harris are going to have to go back there and generate some pass rush. James Houston was being used as a coverage linebacker last week before he got injured. That's not the way you use James Houston. Unfortunately, he is out for this game. And CJ Gardner-Johnson is out for this game as well. They're both on injury reserve. And that's going to hurt this team in the long run. And I believe it's going to hurt them in this game as well. James Houston is very good at getting to the quarterback and stopping the run. You're going to need that type of presence on this defensive line. So guys like Liam McNeil at the defensive tackle position, definitely going to have to step up. Guys in the secondary, I like Cameron Sutton. I like Jerry Jacobs and Tracy Walker III as well. They're going to have to come up big in this game. Kirby Joseph is questionable for this game, but Brian Branch, the 2nd round pick, made a huge play week 1 against the Kansas City Chiefs. He got a pick 6 when it bounced off Kadarius Toney's hands. I expect for him to come in and make some plays as well. He's going to have to come in and be that versatile defender that they hope that he can be with the injury of CJ Gardner-Johnson. So the Lions can win this thing. Let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons. It's been a very good 2 weeks. Physical football. You made the Carolina Panthers look terrible, held them to 10 points. And last week, you got a big victory over the Green Bay Packers by 1 point. Desmond Ridder was shaky at times, but that run game is still in high effect. Bijan Robinson looks like one of the best running backs in the NFL already after 2 games. He is phenomenal. Come out and continue to run the football against this Detroit Lions team. Bijan Robinson had 19 carries for 124 rushing yards last week, 0 touchdowns, and he had a long run of 19 yards. And you look at Tyler Algier, 16 carries for 48 yards. Another thing that a lot of people aren't talking about, Desmond Ridder has good mobility. They may be able to run some read option plays in this game and can run some RPOs to open up this offense. Desmond Ridder did have a touchdown and an interception in this game, but it could have possibly been 3 interceptions if the defenders did not drop the football. He has to be better and clean those things up with his accuracy. Early in the game, in the last 2 weeks, he struggled to get going. Continue to use the run game, use those screens, and then open up the playbook as the game goes on. Because in the fourth quarter, he looked very good. Drake London on the day had 6 catches for 67 yards and 1 touchdown. And that's after week 1 where he had no catches at all. Continue to feed Drake London and Jonnu Smith as well. Jonnu Smith made a major impact last week. 4 catches for 47 yards and was very good in the blocking game as well. Bijan Robinson is Mr. Do-It-All right now. He had 4 catches for 48 yards. Use Bijan Robinson in the slot and also have Tyler Algier in the backfield. And you can run some screens that way where it's like an RPO type of deal. We can just hand the ball off to Tyler Algier or just give it out to Bijan Robinson. That can confuse his defense of the Detroit Lions. Another thing that I'm looking at as well is Kyle Pitts. He's been very quiet. He did have the big catch in week 1 against the Panthers, but last week only 2 catches for 15 yards. Get him going. Get him moving around the field. Put him in the backfield if you need to. Put him on the outside as a traditional wide receiver. Do whatever you need to do to get him to be a game-breaking tight end for you. Now, let's talk about their defense. It's been very good the last 2 weeks. They've been very aggressive. Compared to last season, it's night and day so far. Jesse Bates has been a godsend for this team. He's very good. Even when he doesn't have numbers on the stat sheet, he's still making a major role at that safety position. And I'm looking at guys like A.J. Terrell, who had a good week last week with 2 pass deflections. Trey Flowers was getting picked on at times. He's going to have to step up in this game. But Caden Ellis was able to come away with a sack last week, and they were able to put a lot of pressure on Jordan Love. You have to come out and put pressure on Jared Goff. Notice how I say you don't have to sack Jared Goff. Put bodies around him. Make him nervous and make him get the ball out quick. Also, be on the attack with that offensive line. Match their intensity. This is a very good Falcons defense so far, and they're very big. You have Grady Jarrett, David Onyemata, and Calais Campbell. All those guys are bigger defensive linemen. It's hard to run on this team. Take that run away and also be on the lookout for play action type of situations. Just because the Lions can run the ball early in the game, they have a head coach that say he wants to bite kneecaps off. They're going to continue to try to go out and run the football. So even when the run is not working, still prepare to stop the run in general. But guys like A.J. Terrell and Jesse Bates are definitely going to have to step up in this game. Jeff Okudah is questionable for this game. He was a former Detroit Lion. If he's able to play in this game, that will be excellent for the Falcons. They need all the cornerback help that they can get because you're going against some speedsters on this team. Watch out for Amon-Ra St. Brown and those slant patterns because he's a guy that's one cut away from taking it to the house and being a big home run hitter. Also be on the lookout for Khalif Raymond as well. The Falcons can also come out and win this game. This is going to be a very close game. These are 2 offenses with the same ideology. The Falcons right now are struggling with their pass game at certain points in times. I still think Desmond Ridder has a lot of development to go. With that being said, the Lions are dealing with a lot of injuries. I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons to win this game 24-21. But let me know in the comment section below, who do you have winning this game? The Atlanta Falcons or Detroit Lions? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, when Eastern and last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.